Wallsend skatepark. It's 20 minutes west of Newcastle or 2 hours north of Sydney. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best parks in that area. Obviously, around the Newcastle area, there's a lot of good skate park. This park's definitely one I would put on the list to check out. It's got a good mix of sort of plaza setups, bank setups, transition setups. You know, there's something for most people to ride here. So no matter who you're with in the crew, you're gonna have good fun here. It's also pretty grippy. Most of it's old crete, so it's not one of those sort of new slippery parks that you come across a lot these days. The spine/mini ramp section is really good. It's about sort of 5.5 foot. The spine's a good width, probably about 16 feet. So I love that they've made it wider than you might find a lot of spines at parks. Makes it a lot better to ride. Same with the quarters on either side of it. Good transition, nice and wide. There's a good hip into that quarter next to the spine, so you can sort of ride the hip nicely and then ride the spine. So again, good little setup. If you're into spine setups, this is definitely one that you'll have fun at. And like I said, I like how there's hips in and out of that spine ramp section that make it flow. You can flow to different parts of the skate park all around. One of the other sections of the park is sort of a long bank with a quirky little sort of bank to tight transition, which is actually really fun. I wish it was wider, to be honest, but still good fun. I've seen some great clips get filmed on that. The box jump's a little bit small, sort of height-wise. It's a bit mellow as well, but if you're trying to get some speed to ride anything before or after it, you've got no problems with that. I really like this sort of 45-degree banked wedge hip with the sub. It's sort of endless things to ride. Like, you can get really creative with that setup. The bank's really smooth. The sub's probably a little bit low, but to play around on, you can have a ball on that. It's both ways, so it suits everyone. The banks are nice and wide. The deck's a good size as well. It's not like it just falls off after the sub. So they've done well there, spreading it out. Yeah, it's probably one of the better features of the park. The little plaza section with like the hover and the rail are good if that's what you're sort of chasing to ride. There's not that much in terms of plaza stuff to ride at this park, but the rail and ledge are good. There's some banks sort of before and after. It sets you up pretty well for that wedge hip. Yeah, Wallsend Park, like I said previously, fun park. Definitely if you're in the area, it's one you got to check out. Whole place sort of links up quite well. There's multiple hips, box jump, obviously it's a spine ramp. It's got a bit of everything. I couldn't find toilets and there's not that much parking. There's food across the road though, not a whole lot of shade, but even without those things, it's a fun park that you got to check out. Thanks for watching. Hope you like this video. If you've got any thoughts about the park or any other parks you think we should check out, let us know.